Okay, so let's get started. It looks like everyone else is just going to catch the replay, the recording of this webinar. But let's get started because it's 12:40. So you are at the Detox Your and Your Family's Personal Care Routine workshop. If that's what you came here for, then you're in the right place. If not, then you might have clicked on a different a different spreecast. So let's get started. Oh, before anything else, I just wanted to orient you to our screen here so you can see me. Over here is our chat. Click on the live chat tab, okay? And you can type your answers in the chat. If you have a question, click on this submit question button, okay? I think that's about it. And I hope you can see, can you see the slides that I'm showing at the bottom of the screen? All right. And if you logged in through your Twitter account or your Facebook account, you can post tweets and Facebook updates by clicking on the tabs on this side of the screen. All right. So let's get started. Just a few introductions. Most of you will have found your way here into the workshop through my blog, Natural Mom's Blog. It's a blog that I started almost 5 years ago just to share about my journey in living a more eco-friendly life and a more natural lifestyle. But I do have a day job. I am an online marketer for a software company. I'm also a wife for almost 19 years now, and I have 3 children. And my children are very significant because they are the reason why I got started in this eco-friendly, natural lifestyle journey to begin with, starting from the time that I found out I was pregnant and I wanted to give my first child, of course, all the best that a mother can give. And that's how I started learning about breastfeeding, even natural childbirth and all that. And then with each child, there was always some kind of a health challenge. And every time I would discover that the treatments that were available had terrible side effects. For example, my first child had eczema and asthma, and she was prescribed steroids. And I found out that one of the side effects was inhibition of her growth. And you've met me in person. I'm petite to begin with, so my child doesn't have a lot of growth potential, and I didn't want to further limit that potential, and so I started looking for alternative treatments, and this is how I keep on discovering more things about living a natural lifestyle. And more healthier, going into alternative health and being more eco-friendly. So tell me, why are you here? Why are you interested in detoxifying your personal care routine? This is a workshop. This means I'm not going to be the sole source of knowledge and information in this next hour or so. But we will be working together, and I expect to be learning from you as well. So I am going to be asking a lot of questions. These are questions I myself have answered, and I will share my answers as well. So yeah, share in the chat why you're interested in detoxifying your personal care routine. Okay, that's great. So you are already working with a health and a stress coach, and one of your tasks is to eliminate chemicals in your environment. That's great. For my part, I got started detoxifying our personal care products because my youngest son had eczema. He doesn't have a flare-up now. And I started learning to look into the different ingredients of the products that I put on his body. And also because of our family history, we have a family history of cancer, um, as well as thyroid disorders. And so as I went about my research, I found out that, yeah, the products that we put on our bodies can have ingredients that can make me even more predisposed to cancer, as well as my children, and hormone disruption. And that's why I wrote that report that I shared with you earlier and decided to do more to help educate others about these toxic ingredients that we use every day. So did you get a chance to do the pre-workshop assignments? So one of those assignments was just to identify and make a list of all the personal care products that we use. I shared my list with you earlier. According to one study, the average woman uses 9 personal care products every day, and my list, I had 16. How many did you have? So you're also above average, Trudy. Yeah, that's one more than mine. Maybe that study, maybe it took place some time ago, and maybe women are actually using more now. So that's true. And when we use like a dozen or so personal care products, what they say is that we're actually exposing ourselves to over 100 different chemicals, just by using those products. And I know that I'm not particularly high maintenance. I'm sure other women use a lot more. For example, I don't wear full makeup every day. Okay, now let's look at the specific products that we've been using. In your case, why did you buy those specific products? I mean, that particular brand and that particular um, product that you bought, particular type of product you bought. Okay, so marketing and price and supposedly being clean, and that's true, and that's true for me too. I do get attracted to certain products as well when I see an advertisement, for example. And of course, all of us have a limited budget, so I do look at the price of things as well. And you're right about supposedly being clean. For example, I have here like this deodorant I bought because the brand um, is a well-known brand for being a healthy, safe brand. And in fact, I bought this at the natural health section of Superstore of the grocery. Um, Another reason that I buy certain products is because they're actually effective. Like this is a hand cream that I tried. I hadn't really known about this particular cream, but when I tried it, it was actually effective in keeping my hands soft and moisturized because I wash my hands so many times in a day. And the same is true for my son's moisturizing cream. As I mentioned, he had eczema, and this is the cream that really worked best for him. So yeah, we're looking to, I guess, solve specific problems that we have with our skin. We want the product to be effective, affordable, and of course to help us meet our goals with our personal care, whether it's to make our hair shiny, our skin clear, or to treat certain skin conditions, like in my son's eczema. So when you looked at the products that you've been using and compared them with the Dirty Dozen list that we have, did you find any of the Dirty Dozen ingredients in the products that you use every day? And if so, which ones? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over the 12 toxic ingredients as a review. And let me know when I go through each one if you found it, okay? BHA and BHT. This is a antioxidant, so it's being used in beauty products and cosmetics to help preserve them. It's an antioxidant, so it helps keep the products fresh. Did you find BHA or BHT in any of the products that you use? The problem with BHA and BHT is that they can cause allergic reactions. I need my notes for this. They can interfere with hormone function and they may cause cancer. BHA has been shown in lab tests to interfere, well, to induce tumor, and it can impair blood clotting. It is also toxic to aquatic organisms, and it does accumulate in the environment. So it is banned in Japan and the European Union. In California, if a product contains BHA, then it needs to have a warning label that it could cause cancer. Okay, great. You didn't find it. I don't think I found it. Wait, no, I found it in the hand cream. So I'm going to be throwing this away after the workshop. So it's effective, but it's got that. Okay, so now how about certain dyes, coal tar dyes? You will find this in the ingredients list. It's usually CI followed by a number, or FD and C followed by a number, or D and C followed by a number, or phenylenediamine. It's very hard to pronounce. Okay. So in the products that I've been looking at, because they're white, let me just put all of these here. I have these 3 products, not here. It's not in the cream, and it's not in my son's cream, fortunately. Well, they're all white, so yeah. These are probably, we'll find them more in makeup because they're dyes. And also, you know why, Trudy? You and I are both in Canada, and these coal tar dyes are prohibited in Canada. They're prohibited by the cosmetic regulations. So maybe that's why we haven't found them. Again, these coal tar dyes can cause allergic reactions. They may cause cancer, and they are often contaminated with heavy metals like lead, which we know are harmful to the brain, to the health. Oh, these are commonly in hair dyes too. The use of hair dyes has been linked to an increased risk for a type of cancer, which is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And in children, these coal tar dyes may contribute to hyperactivity, ADHD, and learning disabilities. And again, these are very toxic to aquatic organisms and bad for the environment. So the European Union has actually classified phenylenediamine as toxic. And again, prohibited in Canada. Okay, so moving on. How about DEA or TEA? Did you find this in any of your products? Exposure to DEA can cause irritation, skin, nose, throat irritation. In animals, DEA has been shown to cause increased blood pressure, sedation, and even coma. And it can react with other ingredients in other beauty products. So there's some cross contamination going on there to form NDEA, which is a carcinogen. Okay, I didn't find that either. Okay, now the next one is a more common one. It's a phthalates, dibutyl phthalates, which you might find as DBP or anything with the word phthalate in it. Um, Let me review this again. Hmm, I don't think it's in the cream and not in the deodorant, but it's also commonly in the packaging. Like if it's packaged in plastic, the plastic packaging could have that. So phthalates in lab experiments have been shown to cause developmental defects and impaired fertility in males. It may cause liver and kidney failure in children. It is again toxic to aquatic organisms, and there is some regulation going on here in Canada as well, Trudy, when it comes to phthalates, and that's probably why we don't see it in the products that we're using in the European Union. DBP is banned in cosmetics, toys, and other products for children. In the United States, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration and National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health have set exposure limits to DBP. Oh, these are commonly found, by the way, in nail polishes, because what the phthalates do is that it keeps the nail polish from getting brittle, so it's solid but pliable. So I guess we're not going to see that in our creams, but probably in our nail polish. Okay, next is formaldehyde releasing preservatives. So you will find this as listed as DMDM or something urea or quartinium 15. Some other chemicals I can't read are bronopol. Again, let's look. You found that. All right, you found it. Not here. So what's wrong with these formaldehyde releasing preservatives is that as the product is sitting on the shelf, it's continually releasing formaldehyde, which, as we know, is a carcinogen. It can also cause allergies and skin and eye irritation. And occupational exposure to formaldehyde has been linked to leukemia. Canada restricts the use of formaldehyde-releasing chemicals in cosmetics. So I'm surprised you actually found that. The European Union requires that if products contain these chemicals, that it should be properly labeled, that it may contain formaldehyde. Japan and Sweden ban the use of formaldehyde-releasing preservatives in cosmetics and toiletries. Next, we have something, again, very common, parabens. Parabens are preservatives. Again, they inhibit the growth of bacteria, so they help to keep the product fresh. And it's easy to identify parabens because the ingredient name will always end with parabens. So it could be methylparaben, butylparaben, isobutylparaben, etc., etc. And I did find that, again, in this hand cream. And interestingly, it's got 3 different kinds of parabens. I have methylparaben, ethylparaben, propylparaben, all in one cream. Now let's check. I thought I saw it earlier in my son's eczema cream, but no, fortunately nothing in my son's eczema cream. And no parabens in the deodorant. Now, what is wrong with parabens is that, yeah, it's very common. It has hormonal activity. It mimics estrogen, and it can interfere with hormone function. Now, especially with women who have a history of breast cancer, this can be problematic. Among males, it can disrupt the reproductive system. It's been linked to immunotoxicity and neurotoxicity. Um, in a study, they found paraben in the breast tissue of women with breast cancer, and this actually started a whole, fear mongering about parabens. It doesn't necessarily mean that the parabens cause the breast cancer, but it does prove that they do build up in our bodies. Um, and yeah, they accumulate in our bodies, even though there may be very small amounts in the products that we're using. So, in fact, the European Union has restricted the use of parabens in cosmetics, but apparently not in Canada and not in the United States, since we're still seeing that a lot. Next, parfum or fragrance that is in, okay, not in the eczema cream, lots. Um, Surprisingly, not in my hand cream. Because it's fragrance free, and that's why I bought it. Okay, fragrance. When we say fragrance, it usually refers to synthetic fragrance. And the problem with that is that manufacturers are protected by law from disclosing what is in this fragrance exactly, because it's considered a trade secret. So they don't need to tell us what is in their fragrance, and it could actually be made up of a dozen or more different chemicals that they mix together to come up with that particular fragrance. And the problem with synthetic fragrances, of course, because there's no disclosure, we don't know about the safety of the different ingredients that go into a fragrance. They're usually very allergenic and irritating. And that's why I always buy fragrance free, is because I am allergic to fragrance. So for the past 20 years or so, I've been buying mostly unscented fragrance free products as long as I can find them. But recently I've been able to enjoy good smelling products again, and I'll tell you more about that later on. They can trigger or exacerbate migraine and asthma. They can even, these fragrances, synthetic fragrances, can even trigger asthma in children. Some of the ingredients in synthetic fragrance can interfere with hormone function. Some have been linked to toxicity, neurotoxicity, and cancer. Um, so Environment Canada has categorized some synthetic musks as bioaccumulative and toxic. So again, our bodies hold on or accumulate, these ingredients accumulate in our bodies. They build up. The European Union restricts the use of some fragrances and requires warning labels on products. Okay, next. This is another common one. PEG compounds, PEG compounds. You will find this as propylene glycol, polyethylene glycol, or PEG 6, PEG 150, or similar ingredients. Yep, I found that too. That in fact, propylene glycol is the first ingredient in my deodorant, which is supposed to be a natural deodorant, a natural brand. Okay, it's also in my, let me just make sure. I know I saw it. Yep, propylene glycol is in my hand cream as well. Okay, fortunately not in my son's eczema cream. She uses twice a day. So what's wrong with PEG compounds is that they may be contaminated with known carcinogens and heavy metals. They can also cause skin irritation, systemic toxicity, and genotoxicity. Some PEG compounds can actually damage the skin. Um, Propylene glycol, which I found in two of my products, enhance the absorption of substances. So They can enhance the body's absorption of other toxic ingredients in the products that we're using. Okay, the next one is again very common, petrolatum or petroleum jelly. It might be listed as mineral oil or mineral jelly. Unfortunately, that is in my son's eczema cream. It is in my hand cream. And okay, so it's very common in creams and lotions. What's wrong with petroleum-based products is that they may be contaminated with PAHs, which can cause irritation again and has been linked to cancer. It's actually bad for the skin because petrolatum is, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it forms a barrier on the skin that prevents oxygen from penetrating. So it suffocates the skin in effect. So, and in that way, it interferes with the body's moisturizing system. It can increase photosensitivity and sun damage, and also can cause premature skin aging and acne. So the European Union has actually classified petrolatum as a carcinogen and restricts its use in cosmetics. All right, next we have siloxanes. Again, not sure if I'm saying it right. Usually listed as D4, D5, D6, or ingredients ending in siloxane. Related ingredients are simethicone and other, or it might be PDMS. I can't pronounce the chemical name, or silicone polymer. So I guess if there's a cone, it's a related ingredient. Now, D4 interferes with hormone function. In laboratory tests, D5 has been found to be harmful to the reproductive and immune systems of animals and cause tumors. D4 and D5 accumulate in the environment and are considered to be bad for the environment. The European Union has classified D4 as an endocrine disruptor. Environment Canada and Health Canada have a proposal that D4 and D5 be added to the list of toxic substances. Now, sadly, my son's eczema cream has dimethicone, which is a silicone. Okay, so that raises another red flag with me. I need to get him a different cream that will prevent his eczema from flaring up. Okay, I don't see it anywhere else. Okay, the next one is another very common ingredient, sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium lauryl sulfate, also known as SLS or SLES. And commonly you will find this in shampoo, in body washes, because these are lathering ingredients. So they create a lot of lather and bubbles when we use them. And you know how we associate more bubbles with more cleaning action? So we have that, that mental association that when we produce a lot of lather, we're getting our hair and our skin cleaner, the more lather there is. And that's what SLES do. But unfortunately, they can actually irritate your skin and eyes and the respiratory tract. In high concentrations, it can actually damage the skin and the hair. SLS can cause canker sores and dry mouth. Oh, especially among children, it's easy for them to ingest the shampoo and the soap. It's not metabolized by the liver, and therefore, again, we tend to have a buildup of these substances in our bodies. They may also be contaminated with ethylene oxide, which is a known carcinogen, and 1,4-dioxane, another possible carcinogen. And again, toxic to aquatic organisms. And so it's all going into our water system, right? When we rinse it off. So it's bad for the environment. California Environmental Protection Agency considers ethylene oxide a developmental toxicant and that it may interfere with the normal development of humans. And finally, triclosan is a known antibacterial, antifungal agent. In Canada, it's also registered as a pesticide. So you can also commonly find this in hand soaps, hand washes, and of course, hand sanitizers. So what's wrong with triclosan is that it can alter hormones in animals. It can irritate our skin and eyes. It's not any more effective than just washing with soap and water. And of course, we know that the excessive use of antibiotics has been leading to the development of drug-resistant bacteria. And I've been sharing this recently that more people are killed by drug-resistant bacteria than HIV. So that's how bad the situation is now. And triclosan can also react with other substances to form dioxins, which are carcinogens. Health Canada limits the amount of triclosan that can be used in mouthwashes and cosmetics, but not in other products. And after 2014, this is interesting, triclosan will no longer be allowed in Canada to be used as a pesticide. So it's not going to be allowed as a pesticide, but I wonder if it's still going to be allowed in soaps and other personal care products. So there you go. That's our dirty dozen, and there are actually other ingredients to watch out for, but we'll focus on that for now. So tell me, how did you feel when you found these toxic ingredients in the products that you put on your body every day? Concerned. Yes, it's true. And when I was doing research for the paper, at one point I actually got angry because we're not being protected. Like some substances are being restricted in other countries, or they're restricted because of how harmful they are to animals, but not they're not being restricted for human use. And yeah, like you, I'm concerned for my health and my children's health, given our family history, as I mentioned, and given the fact that we're exposed to toxins in many other sources. Like a lot of the government regulators seem to think that as long as the amounts are very small, then they're safe. But as we've seen, we use so many products every day. So we're not just getting those tiny amounts. They do add up and they do accumulate in our bodies, and we get them from other sources, not just our personal care products, right? So it is very concerning. Now tell me, how important is it for you to avoid toxins as much as possible? So very important if you already have a condition to begin with. Like I have several friends who've been diagnosed with breast cancer recently, and they've become very concerned about toxic ingredients in the products that they use. So yeah, and especially when you have issues to address, then it becomes very important. And What have you done or what are you currently doing to avoid toxins? Okay, so you'll be making your own cleaning products with vinegar and essential oils. And you've been trying some sulfate-free shampoos. Okay, so yeah, that's a start, definitely. And what are you willing to do in the future to further minimize your exposure to toxins? Okay, so you did mention the need to buy more natural products. What does it mean for you to be able to protect yourself from toxins? So for you, it means being able to enjoy long-term health, not being disabled with health issues. Um, yeah, to be healthy and vibrant up to our old ages. Okay, so you know how you found toxic ingredients in the product that you use daily, and you said that this is making you very concerned for your health because you already have fibromyalgia, and you know that toxins contribute to that condition, and because of this, you feel that your long-term health is threatened, um, and what you want to do is detoxify, reduce the toxins that you're exposed to. Well, what if you could do that and switch to products that are non-toxic and that support and even strengthen your health? Is that something that would be worthwhile to you? Okay. Well, what I've been doing is I've been switching to products that are free of the dirty dozen, the ingredients that were on our list earlier on, and some other ingredients that concern me. And aside from making sure that me and my kids are not getting additional toxins into our bodies or making us more predisposed to cancer given our family history, I'm also addressing specific issues we have, like my adult acne in my case and my son's eczema. And again, without the use of synthetic chemicals, harsh drugs, and other ingredients that cause more or worse problems down the road. And what this means to you is that you can do the same thing. And in fact, you've started doing the same thing. You can detox your personal care routine by switching to non-toxic products, giving you peace of mind that you're protecting your long-term health and possibly even addressing the current health issues that you have, like fibromyalgia, helping to reduce the suffering that you're experiencing from that, and know that you're doing what's best for your long-term health so you can enjoy your life and have a good quality of life. We're not too far apart in terms of our age, so we are looking at you know the later stages of our lives. um, So does this sound like something that you want? I know you've said yes. All right. So may I suggest that we take a closer look at the products that I'm referring to? Does that sound good? Okay. So recently, I've partnered with a company called Alex+Von after looking for months for a company that I can help promote and support. Um, Alex+Von is an online boutique where every product has been vetted, every product has been curated to make sure that none of them contain any of the dirty dozen ingredients. The products are made by small businesses. These are companies with an average of 25 or so employees. And the founders of these companies have a personal commitment to creating safe products for their customers. For example, Grateful Body was founded by Shannon, and he started his journey to creating botanical based products because he lost two sisters to cancer. 100% Pure was founded by Susie Wong, and she actually used to formulate cosmetics for big cosmetics companies, but she saw firsthand how toxic some of the ingredients were because she's working with them. And one day she spilled an ingredient on her lab table and it eroded her table. And she was shocked that this was an ingredient that's being put into a product that would be applied onto women's skins. And being an avid gardener, she started looking into how she can develop effective and safe products made mostly from plants. Same thing with Suki. Suki was founded by Suki um, because she had specific skin issues and she couldn't find safe products and gentle products to address her skin issues. So the products that we carry at Alex+Von are all natural. They're toxin free. They're eco-friendly. Even the packaging is eco-friendly. There's no BPA and no phthalates in the packaging if they're plastic. Some of the other brands use glass. Let me show you. Your Grateful Body, for example, uses glass. EO uses a different material. So there's no toxins even in the packaging. The packaging is also very eco-friendly, making use of recycled or recyclable materials. And even the way that the products are made, the processes are cruelty-free. They're not tested on animals. Now there are products for skin, there's makeup, we have products for hair, we have products for all ages from babies to children, women and men. There are even products for pets and household products, like your cleaning products and all that. Um, Now, I think what sets Alex+Von apart from a different vendor where you could buy similar products is the community. It's Alex+Von is made up of a community. There's the Alex+Von staff or employees. They test the products on themselves. There's the consultants like me. There are dozens of us. I'm the only one, the first one in Canada so far, and dozens more in the United States. We also test the products on ourselves, our families, and then of course our clients or our customers. And we're always giving and getting feedback from each other, exchanging notes about which products are more effective for what particular need. And we're also constantly giving feedback to the companies themselves that are making these products so that they can keep on improving the products. So how does this look so far, Trudy? Yeah, so as a next step, that's my suggestion actually, is for you to visit my Alex+Von store. It's shopnaturalskincare.com, and I'm just going to type the URL into the chat. Okay, and these are the examples of the products that you will find there. And I also wanted to point out two ways that you could save as a first-time customer. We have a coupon. You are able to see the slides, right? And it's moving around the screen. We have a coupon for new customers. When you place your first order, you can use the coupon code NEWCUS20OFF. Let me type that in the chat room, in the chat again. So if you use that coupon code with your first order, you will get 20% off your first order. Or until the end of March, if you order $100 or more, you will get a $25 gift card that you can use in April. I also do have a door prize for the workshop for those who attend the workshop. And because you are the only one who attended live, by default, you get the gift card. It's a $15 gift card. Okay. I just need to double check if you can use that along with the coupon code. And of course, also Trudy, you are in Canada. So I'm going to have to discuss with you later on how you're going to get your products, because Alex+Von so far only ships to the US. But you and I know there is a way for us to get product shipped to Detroit. Okay, just a reminder. Okay, when you order, when you check out, after you submit your shipping address and your billing address, you will be asked for your Alex+Von consultant information. Make sure that my name is there so that I can get credit for your purchase, Maria Alexis Rodrigo, and just ignore the Alabama there. And also make sure to link your order to this, our workshop. Okay, so select this line where it says Maria Alexis Rodrigo Windsor, March 27, 2013. Okay, that way I know that you're purchasing in relation to our workshop, because I do have another giveaway for everybody who is going to shop and connect it with our workshop today. Okay. So what am I giving away? I am giving away 100% pure products, the scrub and mask. I have one right here. Now, these are not basic items because I'm suspecting that you would probably start with basic items. So these are good for pampering yourself. The scrub and mask. Okay, I have tried this myself, and to tell the truth, after I used it, I regretted buying my face. What was it? What is it called? I'm forgetting. The Clarisonic, because I saw a similar effect, and this is a lot less expensive than the Clarisonic. I will also be including a buttercream, hand buttercream. It smells wonderful, and it really makes your hands very soft. The effect is very similar to creams that have cones, you know, dimethicones and other silicone ingredients in them. But this one, of course, it does not have that. And my sister-in-law has been trying it. She has eczema on her hands, and she says it has really helped. Although the hand buttercream is not specifically for eczema, but she likes how it's relieving her hands, you know, the itchiness and the eczema on her hands. And the giveaway also includes 100% pure coffee bean caffeine eye cream. This is one of the best sellers of 100% pure. It has been featured in beauty magazines, even I think in Dr. Oz's show, and it's been shown by customer trials to be effective in reducing puffiness, dark circles, and lines under your eyes. So the total value is about $49. So when you do make your purchase, link it up with today's workshop. Okay, and for some reason, I can no longer move my slide off of the screen. All right, so do you have any questions before we end the workshop? Are there any, is there anything you'd like to address at this point? So the others who will be watching the replay or the archive of this workshop, you're also invited to shop at Alex+Von, shopnaturalskincare.com. Make use of the coupon code or the March promo where you will get a $25 gift card. And when you link up your purchase with our event today, you will also be entered into the giveaway that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so you don't have any more questions. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me live in the workshop. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to email me. You know where to find me. And I look forward to helping you with the rest of your journey, both of our journeys, and to continue learning with you and sharing experiences with you in our journeys to this detoxifying our personal care routine. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.